Hello, and welcome to the Tasty Talks podcast. I am your hostess with the mostest, Evelyn Mimi J, also known as Lilith Eve, mainly Evelyn Mimi J. As Lilith Eve was. This is the revamp. Okay, so new season, new things. Last season was more Lilith Eve because of the more spiritual aspect of things, but this time it is Tasty Talks where we're talking about tech, wrestling, and life. So today I am joined by we're doing a wrestling episode. So I am joined by some awesome podcasters that make up one podcast called Acknowledge the Dynasty podcast. And they are wonderful ladies. They are amazing. Every time I am in attendance of one of their watch alongs, I am on the floor rolling like that rolling emoji with that's me all the time. It's a kiki, it's a fun time, it's a good time. And I have two of the members of ATD here with me, Monty and Leslie. So we're gonna talk a lot about pretty much just wrestling. Specifically WWE. I don't know if we're going to talk about any other promotion. We mainly, them and I usually kiki about WWE. Without further ado, I have the ladies of ATD with me. Let's see. Yeah. Thank you for joining me. I have went ahead and unmuted y'all. So there you go. Just talk.
Hey,
Hey.
hey.
Now, for those who are not watching on YouTube, there are two ladies here. We have Leslie and we have Moni. So actually, we kind of just jump right into the first question here and tell everyone how ATD get. I guess I have two separate questions, but I guess maybe we can kind of put them into like one two-part question. So that is, who are the members of ATD and how did ATD get started? How long have you been podcasting?
Okay, this is the Meet Cute. Leslie, I'm going to leave it to you to take it away for the Meet Cute story of how ATD was formed and how we came to be.
Okay, so no, I'm gonna let her add if I forget anything or I can't remember. Oh gosh, it's been such an amazing journey. First off, with these ladies, we're a diverse group of ladies, and that's what makes it so beautiful. Is because we have our own things, our life be life, and then we still support each other no matter what we're going through, and we celebrate each other's differences. But we actually met on if I remember, we were in Twitter Spaces. There were several people in those spaces. And it came down to certain ones of us connected. It was all over the love of wrestling and WWE, but in particular, one superstar brought us all together, and that would be the OTC one himself, Roman Reigns. And it's different reasons, but we're women, so and we're not blind, so we just kiki and just laugh and yeah. But and we give him credit as well to help him bring us together. So shout out to Roman Reigns. But nonetheless, we started there. And we grew into a friendship. There was five of us at the time, and it was like the way we enjoy wrestling. We were like everybody. I guess had always thought in our brains that podcasting. And we finally decided to do it. We started as wrestling winos. Basically, we covered all of WWE, and it got a little, I don't know what word to use.
Tedious.
And you gotta be kind of to an extent, impartial when you're covering different superstars. Let's be real. You're not going to like everyone that you cover. That sounds so bad, but you still appreciate the business, but it's fun when you love to do it, period. So we went through that stage, went through some growing pains. There was five of us. Growing pains, of course, we lost one. And the other four of us, we were like, you know what? Let's do something focused on what we have in common and we love. And that was this amazing wrestling dynasty in the Anawai Fatu family. I can't even remember how we came up with the name, Acknowledge the Dynasty.
I think that was me where I came up with it. I was like, think about it. Acknowledge, if Roman says acknowledge me. And I was like, no. we're not just acknowledging Roman, we're acknowledging Jay, we're acknowledging Jimmy, we're acknowledging Black Reno, we're acknowledging whose birthday was yesterday. We're acknowledging, we're acknowledging Solo, we're acknowledging Zilla, we're acknowledging every person in this family that has touched our lives. We're acknowledging The Rock, every person in this family that has touched our lives, because this family is one of the cornerstones of wrestling. They've been in this game for 70 plus years. And so instead of saying acknowledge Roman, it's acknowledge the dynasty, because it encompasses everyone in the family that is putting in work and that is still wrestling to this day.
And they keep coming.
Yeah,
They pop it up. Like, they just pop it up.
and
we joke around. We joke
Yeah.
around and we say we all of us joke around because we're all mothers. That's another thing that we have in common. We all joke around and we say we could leave this podcast to our kids if we want.
Mhm.
They could talk about this forever.
Oh my gosh. Yes, totally.
But it was
That, yes.
what made it even fun, you go with that thing you had at that time, you had the bloodline just forming. So we had our little hashtag girl bloodline. So each of us, we kind of took our own position, so to speak, our own in wrestling you would call that what? You would call that like a persona, a gimmick, I guess. You got Monty. Monty is the tribal chiefess, the boss. But you got Lauren. Lauren is the Uso when she's gonna come back. Hopefully stronger than ever. She's on a little bit of a hiatus, but you gotta take care of self first. So we're giving her that opportunity. You got the enforcer. You got the final boss in Faye, and then of course, last but not least, the wise woman. I think my strength within the pod when it comes to that is just playing that position of being a little older and, helping the girls through their stuff with life. Like I said, life be life. But in all that, as far as the podcast goes, to be the historian, just to look up the history of the family and, those fun aspects that everybody may not know about the culture until we got Faith. So Faith is helping us a lot on that aspect of the culture. But me personally, I love it because I love to learn about different culture. So, but that would be my role, more like the historian type
Yeah.
job per se of the group.
Mm-hmm. I love y'all's story, how y'all came together. And it's also really important too, like with the other members. So if anyone who didn't catch that, so the current members are Moni, Leslie, Russell Faith, and Lauren. And right now, again, we have Moni and Leslie with me today. But yeah, knowing that Russell Faith is she's Samoan, right? She's mixed with Samoan.
Mhm.
And then her just like giving that like the history, like the culture, like telling more about the culture. And even myself, like I am also mixed with Samoan, but looking at me, you just see a Black woman, but I'm mixed with Samoan, Puerto Rican, Mexican, and a little bit of Russian. So like less than like 7%, which I thought it was interesting. I was like, that's weird. That's interesting. The love for vodka makes sense now.
Mhm.
But
Well,
let's make that joke.
it's okay. It's okay. I mean, because I'm telling you right now, I found out that I was a little Irish, and I was like, well, that explains the red hair and the fiery temper, but also the love of whiskey. I don't get how that happens. But yeah,
There we go.
Irish and also French and German, but that's because I'm part Creole as well. So.
Right. Nice.
I do want to also
But yeah,
say
like the
back to the members, we actually have a fifth as well, and that would be Cherry. I don't want to forget Cherry.
I mean, we can never forget her.
She she's got a busy schedule with her daughter and everything, but she definitely contributes where she can, and she does her part when she can. And I'll be admissed to say and to forget her. She's been with us a little bit too. So
oh, awesome. Like, is she an OG when it was like wrestling winos?
No.
her and Faith are pretty much the ones that had stepped in.
Mhm.
Your basic OG from then would be like me, Monty, and Lauren.
Yeah, what I was gonna say about the whole like culture aspect of it, like it's nice to get some like education about the culture, about the Samoan culture, like because even myself, like I mean, I grew up Black, like I didn't have like my mom told me what I was, and then later on I got like a DNA swab those like ancestry, like DNA,
And that's how I found out I was
yeah,
part
like
Irish, and I
23andMe or
didn't know how the
whatever,
hell
like
that
one of
happened.
those. Yeah, I got one of those, and then it was like everything that she said checked out. I was like, okay, yeah, she didn't tell you about the Russian part, which okay, but but yeah, so just learning, just kind of like even hearing her like or seeing her type like the like greetings and stuff, like I like that. And, I really appreciate that aspect, of wrestling and of what the dynasty, what that family has brought to WWE as well. And it just kind of keeps going and going. And, people from all backgrounds, so they're kind of bringing everyone in from all backgrounds and, um, kind of teaching them about the culture and everything like that. So I really do appreciate that. And yeah, that's awesome. What space did you guys was it, you said it was like an X spaces?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm on that name, and it was Twitter. It was Twitter Space.
Oh, it was
It
Twitter.
was it was actually before Elon took Twitter. It was when
Right.
Twitter was Jack Dorsey's business.
Yep.
So,
Okay, right. So that was a while ago.
hmm
Oh, so how long y'all been podcasting?
to be honest with you, I want to say what since 2022.
Probably since because
Yeah.
I know with ATD just being ATD, we just had our second anniversary, as we say, our baby turned 2 back in July.
Yes, I remember that
Whereas
post.
Wrestling Winos, that was the precursor to ATD, so that
Mm.
was a year before. So it's been about 3 years.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, I remember that. I do remember that post on, a social media on what's now X. So, yeah, okay, that's awesome. So speaking of social media, you guys actually just made a change from hosting the WWE, so like the PLE, the Premium Live Event, or are you guys are also doing SmackDown watch along on YouTube as
Yes,
well, right?
our debut SmackDown episode is going to be on YouTube tomorrow. So the watch party continues. It's just going to YouTube now.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I wanted to ask, because but Clash in Paris was your debut on YouTube, right?
Hmm.
That was the debut. So you guys went from hosting on X Spaces to YouTube. Why the change?
In all honesty, the change will, I think that we felt that this change was coming up for a long time. The podcast itself was starting to get bigger around WrestleMania season because WrestleMania season is pretty much ATD, what we call Hell Week. It's
Mm,
7 days of hell and torture that you just got to go through because there's so much content you have to get out and there's so many things you have to get done. And
yeah,
then WrestleMania happens. And by the time, like, I want to say by that Wednesday, you're over it. You're like, I'm just
tired.
ready for WrestleMania to be over. I'm done. I'm tired of this shit. When is WrestleMania going to be over? And I want to say it was when I did the Hall of Fame and I was up from 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to about 4 o'clock that morning because I had to watch the entire Hall of Fame and I sat through Triple H's 2 hour speech and people were coming in still into the live. And I was like, this is getting a little bit bigger than what I thought it was. I mean, I'm deliriously exhausted, but people are starting to come in and I'm going, okay, well, let's just see. Cause I mean, this is a one off. It's WrestleMania,
Mhm.
everybody's going to be in there. And then the lives kept growing and they kept growing and more people kept coming and more people kept coming. And then it just got to a point where we were watching SummerSlam. We had our SummerSlam watch party, and we had people already on panel, and there were more people requesting to speak and requesting to speak. And there were about 205 people in the live. And so we had reached that point where we were just like, okay, it's time to move.
Mhm.
Yeah,
There's too much going on. It's time to move. We can go to YouTube, get better control of the space, get better control of everything that's going on. They can see our faces, they can interact with us, and it'll be a
right.
lot easier to build from Twitter to YouTube. So,
Yeah, the Clash in Paris. Yeah, so for those whoever's watching or listening, for those who don't really know wrestling too much, are like, what are you talking about? So we're talking specifically about WWE, and we're talking about the PLEs, which is premium live events. They now come on, well, not now. The last PLE was on Peacock. Now they're gonna be switching to ESPN. That's a whole nother story on the topic. But uh yeah, so that's what I'm referring to. So ATD hosts watch-alongs, and they host watch-alongs also for in between. On Monday nights there's Raw, WWE Raw. Keep in mind this is just one professional wrestling promotion.
Mhm.
'Cause I mean, you have your AEW, you have your NXT, which is also underneath WWE. You then have your, I say, yeah, so NXT, AEW, TNA, Triple A, you have all these other entities like wrestling promotions. So this is just WWE. And now they've been competing with each other, having like multiple events on like at the same time on different days. I mean, on the same days. So you'll have like, what was the most recent one? SummerSlam. Wasn't there something with AEW going on with SummerSlam?
There was, I want to say, I don't want to get it
I don't
wrong
know
because
why
I
I'm
mean, I don't really watch AEW PLEs like pay-per-views like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I did catch the match between Mercedes Moné and Tony Storm, and that was really the only thing I looked forward to when it came to that. But there was, I think, All Out. Was that All Out or All In? One of them. There was
Oh,
that one, and then there was the NXT pay-per-view Great American Bash, and then there was Evolution, and it was just back to back to back.
yes.
Mhm.
It's like they're at the same time, back to back. It is a lot. Like I'm just now kind of coming into the space through Culture Clash Network. Shout out to Culture Clash Network. ATD is also associated with Culture Clash Network, as is Tasty Talks. So as me as someone coming into this world of wrestling, again, like there are so many events. So WE has their own throughout the year, premium live events throughout the year. What Moni was referring to, WrestleMania, that's like the Super Bowl
Mhm.
and for WWE. Then there's like SummerSlam, Clash in Paris just happened because they go overseas too. Then the one coming in San Diego is
WrestlePalooza.
WrestlePalooza's coming up on September 20th. Then you have Survivor Series. And then
Mhm.
keep in mind, they also have Raw on Mondays, NXT on Tuesday, and then SmackDown on Fridays. And then also I discovered now there's WWE Evolve on Tubi on Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm.
So coming into this, I completely understand what Moni is saying because it can be a lot. Like if you're really trying to like, if you kind of have to like when you come in because there is so much, you kind of have to like I've kind of had to learn to kind of like delegate my time and energy because I'm doing my podcast, but I'm also a student. So I'm a network security student and I go 3/4 time and then things switched up with school and everything. So their scheduling, like the way they have the classes now is different. So, and my classes with my major are pretty demanding. So you're trying to do all this, you have side projects and all these things. And then you ladies also, I mean, y'all got work, y'all got families.
Mhm.
And so it's a lot to juggle, but I have so much fun.
Mhm.
Like it is. It's really, really fun. Like this is kind of like my live streaming and kind of like getting back into podcasting, all these things I've always wanted to do, because it's fun. It's a great creative outlet. Not saying that tech isn't creative because you can get creative in tech, not in technology. But, it's just, I don't know, just it's the whole just kind of like for me, I'm kind of, I guess, relearning about WE
Mhm.
because I was first introduced I mentioned this yesterday. I was first introduced Attitude Era, excuse me, with The Rock.
Mhm.
I saw that man. I was like, huh. I started watching the pro. I started watching. I'm like, okay, this is cool. And then, of course, you go to school the next day, and you hear kids like saying like, "Do you smell?" and
Mhm.
jabroni and all these, like saying
Yeah.
all the slang, So then I stopped watching. Then I came back for Divas era for a little bit because of Total Divas. Like that was my shit. That was my shit. And then I left again and then came back again. Rhea Ripley brought me back again. It's third time. I saw her. I was with my then girlfriend at the time in Houston. I had just moved to Houston and I was sitting there and she's a huge wrestling fan. Really, well, she actually watches all of them because she would every time I go to her house, it was always football or wrestling on the TV,
Oh,
or even
wow.
sometimes basketball. Yeah. So I'm sitting with her on the bed, and then Rhea comes out, and I'm like, who is that? Same thing
Mhm.
like with Rock, like, who is that? And then I see her get in the ring and fuck some shit up. And I was like, oh, wow. And then the look and everything. And I was like, I'm invested. I'm invested. But yeah, it is totally, it's really fun. You know, going back to going back to Clash in Paris, when you guys were premiered on YouTube, congratulations all the way. By the way, for what was it, over 500 views?
Over 500 views, the first debut
Mhm.
episode for Clash in Paris.
Yay!
Yay.
Actually, hold on. I think I have a clapping sound. Hold on. Do I have a clapping sound? Yes. I'd, yeah. That's kind of a whack clapping sound, Riverside. Okay. Anyways, that was kind of a sad clap. Like, anyways, we go snaps.
That works better for me. I do
Snaps.
this more than I do
Or this,
this.
yeah, snaps or this. You switch up. You switch up.
Right. Mhm.
But yeah, congrats on that. I loved the segments that you guys have too.
Mhm.
On that, the segments that you came up with. It was fun. Yeah. So you guys need to check them out on YouTube. We'll get to more plugging later. But definitely check them out. Acknowledge the Dynasty on YouTube. They have it's you have a ball. So with that said, there's also a now. Well, okay, so for those of you who maybe don't know wrestling, and of course for those of you who do, there's now a reality show. Well, there's actually a couple of reality shows. There's also one on A&E, right, with the Undertaker and stuff like as judges.
Mhm.
But there's a behind the scenes reality show called WE Unreal on Netflix. Now it's not on schedule. It's all the episodes are already out. Go check it out. But I think it was in the Clash in Paris watch along that the topic, and I kind of I jotted this down because I was like, oh, this is kind of an interesting topic to kind of talk about because I think it was Leslie made a good point. But basically, the question is, do you think Unreal is scripted or is it like completely like behind the scenes, like just all real?
Like for me, with my opinion on that, I think you're going to see basically what they want you to see. Wrestling has been one of those businesses that's always been kind of a close brotherhood slash sisterhood thing, and they try to protect the mystique and everything with it. You would have wrestlers back in the day that they would carry their persona in the ring into the outside world. If you saw Undertaker, in the ring, and you came up on him at say at a store, that's what you would get. That's what you would see. You wouldn't see Mark Calloway. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think they let you see they still want to preserve some of that mystique, but they let you see what they let you get that glimpse, in my opinion. They don't show you everything. Now, if you are a new wrestling fan, most of us know that's watched a while. We have an idea what goes on in Gorilla. We know about the writer's room. I knew like the events itself was scripted, but I just learned that. I thought when they did the promos that they cut those promos. I didn't understand that those promos were scripted, is what I'm trying to say, I guess, for the longest time. So that would be the newest piece of information for me that I've received. And I'm a veteran wrestling fan. Like I've been watching since I was 8 or 9 years old.
Wait, I'm sorry. Okay. I feel like the emoji with the brain promos are also okay. So okay, because Roman does his like treadmill promos.
Right. Now, those are probably something definitely. That's probably his. Do you
Right.
remember back in the day when he did? And oh God, I don't want to bring up.
Don't repeat. Don't repeat it. Don't repeat it.
We don't
I
repeat it, but
automatically
said promo said, even as a Roman fan, you were like, okay, that was not good. And I remember him saying somewhere in an interview, I can't remember exactly where, he had taken this promo, this script, and asked, I can't remember if it was like another Shield member or like, because of course they're friends, right? So asked someone in the back, how do I make this sound cool? And I can't remember the quote, so this isn't verbatim, so y'all don't come at me. But anyways, he had basically replied back to Roman, there's no way you can make that sound cool. But having said that, he wasn't in the position to where he could be like, I'm not going to say this foolishness. So,
Right.
but you do see him like now. I do feel like a lot of those promos that he does now, since he came back in 2020, it was one of those things like, for example, with him, he had told him, I got to do this my way, which I think part of that probably was no ridiculousness when it comes to the promos, to be able to get out there and say what he wanted to say to make his character grow, to get you to see who that character is, irregardless if it was a heel, baby face, or tweener character. So he was one of those that was able to now, and probably does still, come out there and do, I'm guessing, I don't know for sure, do his own thing, but you get a lot of the ones that are up and coming. I would almost go out on record as saying that's probably a written script.
So you mean up and coming, so like NXT? for
Um,
example,
NXT,
or just
I would say almost definitely because, of course, they're still learning the art of the promo,
right,
which,
right.
that's one thing they learned down there from my research of it that they always talk about, even from Dusty, when Dusty Rhodes was, bringing up that promo, the art of that promo. I would say probably them, and you get Monty. What do you think when it comes to main roster? Who I would probably, do you think a lot of them?
Okay, so this is one of those things where, like, I have to sit there and I have to say, I can tell when they're going line for line, word for word in a script.
Mhm.
I can tell
Well, you a writer too. We'll get to that later, but you're a writer too,
because
so
the
you
delivery, the way. Exactly. I can tell line for line, word for word. I'm like, this person's reading a script. This is not how they feel. And the one thing that I can think about when I think about that is Lyra Valkyria's promos. I love Lyra Valkyria. I think she can go in the ring. I think she's wonderful. But her promos, the way that they are delivered, it's like you're reading what they've told you to read.
Mhm.
We need you. Like in order for I love you. That's me though. But in order for people to really get to know you, you got to stop reading from the script and tell them. With other talent, I can tell there are certain points that there are certain targets that they're supposed to hit in their promos, but they're given carte blanche. So
they're giving
Roman
what?
is one of those talents that I could feel that I could say gets that. Becky, of
What
course,
would you say? What was the
carte
term?
blanche,
Carte blanche.
carte blanche.
Car
They're told
carte
as long
blanched.
carte blanche, carte blanche.
Okay.
So I don't want to say it like how Abel said it in that TV show that he did that was terrible. Carte blanche. I don't know what that is, but
Oh, okay. Because I don't get the reference. I'm sorry.
okay,
So I was like,
okay.
how do you say that? Carte blanche.
Carte blanche, carte blanche.
Carte blanche.
Basically, they're carte blanche. They're able to say whatever they need. Excuse me. I'm gonna cash in as many 50-cent words as I can. They're going to say. They're going to be allowed to say whatever they need to say as long as they hit those target points of what needs to be said.
Mhm.
And that is just because the WWE trusts them. Like, hey, here's the microphone. Hey, here's the microphone. Say what you need to say. Go out there. Hit this point. Hit this point. Hit this point. Go. I believe Roman
Right.
has that power now. I believe that Becky has that. I believe that CM Punk has it. I believe that now that Seth, of course, CM Punk has always had it because, of course, and we can remember the pipe bomb. They said, go out there and say what the hell you need to say. Do it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Ooh.
I believe that there are certain, John Cena has that ability now.
Oh, yeah.
But John Cena has always had that ability. The Rock has it. Randy Orton has it. So when if they believe that you've proven that you can carry this company, when you've proven to them that you can get over, they're going to hand you the microphone and they're going to go, okay, here. Alexa Bliss is another one.
Mhm.
But there are certain talents like Lyra Valkyria who's relying on a script. You know what's even crazier is this. Natty, when she is cutting a promo as Natalia, you can tell it's script.
Mhm.
But when she cuts a promo as low-key legend Natty,
Oh, yeah.
that's
Yeah, for sure.
so
I even noticed her, even the social media, like the posts, it's just,
mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
I need low key legend to come into the high key, like high key
I'll just
front.
say this right now. Low-key legend debuts on main roster.
Mhm.
Give her all the titles.
Yeah.
Here's
Please.
another talent that I can tell you right now. They finally gave her the rock and said, okay, go. And that is Naomi.
Yep.
As soon as they turned her heel and she went the whole proceed with caution, when she cut that promo, when she won the Women's World Championship, I was like,
Mhm.
first of all, let me just say this. I didn't think that she could do it. And when she did it, I was like, you proved me
Look at
wrong. I love
her.
you so much. I'm so proud. Just the way that she cut it. Because she cut, and the one thing I love it is I'm like, she cut everybody ass. And I love this so much about her. And the other thing that she did is when she was talking about Stephanie Vakir and she kept calling her Stephanie Velcro, Stephanie Velveeta. And I'm just like, I freaking adore, like, I need more of this,
What was she called
when
for
she
her?
announced her pregnancy. When she announced her pregnancy and she delivered it, and you're like, okay, that's Trinity talking. And
Yeah.
then when Adam Pierce began to talk and you saw that face change, I was like, let's
Yeah.
go.
Now her reign, shout out to Naomi. Proceed
Mhm.
with caution.
Mm.
The turn, the reign
Mm.
has been just
It's
Epic.
good, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy that she's having a baby now, but I'm just like,
Yes.
there was so much. And
Will
I
she,
can't I'm like, "Oh, I can't wait she goes back. Can't wait till she comes
will
back
she
because there's gonna
come
be a
back?
lot."
Oh, cause she going. Have you seen her little back and forth on social media with
I
one of
have.
the fan grandma?
Mhm.
Yes, I have. I have.
She's still cutting up at home with her feet kicked up,
Mhm.
It's like
pregnant
when
with
she went
child.
when she I was praying for her to get the briefcase. I was like, because I had seen her in Money in the Bank for years, and I was like, if anybody gets the briefcase, it needs to be her because she's working her butt off. She needs to get it. And when she finally got it, I was like, I have waited so long just to see her with the briefcase.
Yeah.
And what she did with the briefcase was everything for me.
Yes.
I mean, first of all, when the briefcase was filled with every single weapon you could possibly
Oh my
find, and I was like,
gosh.
I mean, she's prepared. And then of course, I looked at it, and the first thing that I noticed was she got lollipops in there. I'm like, well, sometimes you just want a snack.
You need you get your blood sugar low. You
Sometimes,
need
sometimes when you try when you plot, not when you plot, sometimes when you plot all this evil stuff, you need to have something sweet just to get your blood sugar back up.
Mhm.
right,
There was
right.
that one. And then of course there's the other time when like I noticed in there she had like a big Jim action figure in there. And I was like, look at her carrying Jim with her everywhere she goes. And
Yeah.
then that other time she had a frog in there that said slippery when wet. And I said, ma'am, there are children on this. Stop,
Got the kids.
please.
No.
But no, I can tell that progress is giving me the knowledge. Okay, she's cutting promos by herself.
Yeah,
Ain't nobody stopping her. She's saying
she
what she need to say.
yeah, she did that. Like she and still doing it from home, pregnant.
Mhm.
Yeah, like you know what? I was like, when you were talking about Lyra, Moni,
Mhm.
the light bulb went off in my head because there's some same thing, like her gear in the ring. She's great, but when she's on but there's something that annoys me.
Mhm.
Like I like her and I want to like fully like her, but there's something that just kind of like, you're annoying. And I probably because of the script.
Mhm.
It's like you know what I'm saying? Because like for me, like I mean, other than Rhea being like what I saw, I was like, "Ugh, okay. So when I saw her,
Mhm.
like, I mean, I'm bi. So of course I'm like, okay, and the whole, I mean, all of the women from NXT to WWE, it's like, yes, like yes, yes, chick, yes. Appreciator of women. But for me, it was more with her, it was like her I guess like what say like alt, like goth, like kind of just different. And like she wasn't like I said, like I watched a little bit, I tuned a little bit more from the Divas era, because I love the show Total Divas. When I watched Total Divas, and I don't know if anyone else felt this way, but when I watched Total Divas and then I tuned into like WWE, it didn't translate as the same. And
Mm.
I was kind of disappointed. So I was like, So I kind of tuned, I was like, but when I came back again and Rhea brought me back, it was like she wasn't your typical like female wrestler.
Mhm.
And she kind of had that like other, she could, the look and everything. She kind of just had that other thing about her,
Mm.
you know? And then that's what it was. And it was just something about her presence. Like she's just very like, she kind of like, it's like she walks in and you're like, oh, who's that? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what drew me in with her. You look like you were going to say something, Moni, about
Uh,
Diva.
yeah, yeah, okay. So basically, let's say this right now. I've been watching wrestling since 1990. So I was watching rock and wrestling. I was watching Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yes.
Macho Man is one of my favorite wrestlers because he sounded like he had to go boo boo. But he sounded like he was constipated. I love Macho Man because
What?
he was constipated.
Wait, what? Okay, can I ask, why do you like a man that sounds constipated?
I just like the way he talked. I mean, he was a little bit of a psychopath, but I love Macho Man Randy Savage. I loved him and I loved Miss Elizabeth. I thought this was
Mhm.
wonderful. Now, I didn't know until like when Dark Side of the Ring came out that when they had their whole TV wedding and everything, I didn't know that that they had been divorced. I didn't know that until Dark Side of the Ring. And I was like, well, that just ruins everything for me. But when it comes to the whole divas thing, in my opinion, I have been a fan of women's wrestling and I've been waiting for a very long time for what they're doing in the ring now. I wanted an all women's Royal Rumble. I wanted an all women's Hell in a Cell. I wanted them to because I was like they can go. They can go.
Yeah.
But of course, when it comes to Total Divas and why it didn't translate, it's the same reason why for me, I watched a couple of episodes of Unreal and I'm like, it doesn't translate for me. And it's because, yeah, Unreal is scripted too. Every reality TV show you watch, sorry to break this to you kids, every reality TV show that you watch on television is scripted. They have a script, they have plot lines that they're following. Like, it's not real. It's like, I know everybody loves Love Island and they love Nick and Olandria, whatever. That's
I'm a Real
scripted. That's
Housewives
television.
girl, so I'm kind of like, what?
That's scripted. That's television. It makes good TV. It does. But
Well,
when
yeah.
it comes to Unreal, the one thing that I did realize is I was like, they're making Triple H seem like a really, really interesting person. And yet I've been watching this product for so damn long and I see how he writes and I'm over here and I'm like, nothing about you is interesting.
Mhm.
No. I know. I remember watching. Okay. I don't know if I commented. I think I wrote it down in my notes on my phone. I typed it in. I remember like there was a scene in the writer's room because there's like
Mhm.
yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
the writer's room, like away from not gorilla position, which gorilla position, what is when they're filming live and they're like
Yeah.
cameras and stuff like that. So not there, but like when they're not filming and like writing,
Mhm.
like having meetings and stuff amongst themselves. I remember looking at the writers, like the people who were in attendance, and I remember thinking, this crew looks like they do not season their food. So, like they put raisins in potato salad.
Mhm.
Um,
I forget that.
Don't get me started on that writer's room. I've said it to ATD numerous times. Because I've said to me, do you need to go and write for WWE? I'm like, y'all really want me to hurt Triple H's feelings and put him in a body. I will hurt him. Like y'all don't understand. I will hurt his feelings and I will put him in a cast. Like y'all don't get it.
Lord.
The second he tells me to rewrite something, I will pick up my laptop and I will throw it at him. Don't get me started. Like I will hurt his feelings. It'll be an episode of Unreal where Monty just goes slap the hell off of
It
Triple
goes
H every
real.
5 minutes
Take out the
because he just
un.
doesn't know what the hell he's talking about and what he's doing. And like I'm an actual writer and how dare you? Like what the hell is like why are you changing this shit on the fly? What is wrong with you?
Mhm.
Well, we can do it later. Shut up, Paul. Do it now.
And for context, for those again who don't know wrestling, so Paul Levesque is the creative chief officer or something like that, I think.
Mhm.
Chief content
Chief
officer.
content, excuse me, yeah, chief content officer at WWE, and he actually used to be a wrestler back in the day, and
Mhm.
he was Triple H.
Mhm.
So makes sense that he, stepped into that role. Some of the things he does, I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes it's kind of, I think he just likes to keep, I don't know, I guess keep people on their toes
Mhm.
or
It
like, I don't know, but like,
It's not really that I don't mean to interrupt you, but it's not really keeping people on their toes. It's just when you're writing suspense, that's when you want to do that. When you're trying to get people to figure out what's going on,
yeah,
that's when you want to do that. But when you're changing plans, like when you sit there and you say WrestleMania is going to be Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns, and then you just change it on the fly and do a tag match, do a triple threat,
yeah,
what does that do? Who are you trying to convince this for? Like that does nothing for everybody. When you say that you're going to do this
yeah,
and we all see this is the direction that it goes and then you just make a title change on the fly, it does absolutely nothing. When you have talent on your roster that deserve
Mhm.
a break. And y'all know who I'm talking about, Carmelo Hayes. When you have that talent and then you have another talent like Braun Breaker who came up at the same time.
Burnt Sienna. Go ahead. That's
Yes.
my name for
When you
him, by the way, y'all.
when you
Burnt
have
Sienna.
you have Carmelo Hayes and Burnt Sienna who came up at the same time, and Carmelo Hayes has not held a championship, a mid-card title, yet Braun Breaker has 2 times. And we all know Braun Breaker's gonna be world champion.
Yeah,
Where do you like what are you doing creatively?
yeah,
Here's my thing with the whole writers room thing and writers in for WWE in general. If you go look on their corporate page and you look under employment when they're hiring writers, okay, first off, let me say this. I know they say they won't accept fan submissions and all that as far as storylines. Okay, let's keep that in mind. But it asks for education. You got to have a degree for this stuff. As a fan, I would rather have a fan sitting in that chair that was uneducated and knows the product before I would. I joke, I have met young fans that could tell better stories sometimes than those in that writer's room that has that degree. And there are
That's
fans
true.
out there, I've heard good takes when we are fantasy booking, and all that has awesome takes. I'm like, man, that would be fun to see.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the people that make the product. It's the fans. It's like, so it's frustrating when you go on there and it's like they're not even willing. I get it. You can't have a million subscriptions or ideas hit your email box or your snail mail box or whatever. But my point being, if you want to make the product better, get people in those writers' room chairs that, number one, care about the product and the business and your company. And number two, that know what they're doing and that wanna have the desire to make the product better for those fans.
What would
Right.
also help is if you hire more diverse people in that writer's room.
That
You
part.
need Black writers to write for Black wrestlers. You need Black women writers to write for Black women wrestlers.
Mhm.
Just a whole bunch of people that look all the same. They all have the same backgrounds, all have the same ideas. It's not going to work. Let me say this right now. I do not like that old man. I emphasize this every single time when we talk about Vince. I do not like him, but he had a diverse group of writers around him.
Mhm.
I don't like him now. Let me tell you this right now. I don't like him. I don't like what he did. Honestly, if she did not have passed the statute of limitations, throw him in jail, lock away the key. I don't like that man, but give the devil his due. You know, a broken clock can be right at least once, but give him his due. He had a diverse group around him. This is
Yeah.
just like everybody looks the same. We all have the same background and da 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 da. What do you know about this person here? What do you know about this talent there? And I got to give Ed Koskey his props. Honestly, I feel like Ed Koskey has all the ideas and Triple H just siphons them. Ed Koskey said turn Cody heel. Triple H said, no, we're going to go with John Cena. But that's just my
But
opinion for you.
but no, overall, when it comes to Unreal, I think it's good for the fan that's just getting into it. I mean, because they could see a lot and they could learn some things from it. But I think that would be where that show would be best.
Yeah.
That's who would get the most from that show. If
Yeah.
because I'd almost be
Best
willing
suited.
to send a new fan to watch
Best
Unreal
suited.
and then start giving them the matches. Okay, you want to really get into wrestling, watch these 1, 2, 3 matches, and so on.
Yeah.
But that's a good place to start for. I will give them that much credit for that show. That is a good place for the new fan. That's okay. What's this world of pro wrestling about?
Like me. Well, kind of coming back. Yeah,
Mhm.
because I never got like I was watching it, but I didn't get too engrossed in it. I haven't really started like getting in storylines until like now, just recently.
Mm.
So yeah, when I watched it, okay, one thing for sure, I definitely have a new respect for what they do because even though it is scripted, they do have a writer's room. They do get hurt. They do
Mhm.
put their bodies on the line.
Mhm.
People really do bleed real blood, their own blood,
Mhm.
and get injured and all kinds of stuff. Jumping off the ropes and going through them and everything. So I do have a new respect
Yes, ma'am.
for the talent. And yeah, and then seeing they're kind of like them outside of their persona as
Mhm.
well is a nice thing. I think that's actually what I liked about Total Divas too, was kind of just seeing them like as people, because like I said, I think I was saying earlier about Rhea, like there's just I like to be able to it's nice to relate. Like you see some things in that
Mhm.
person or in that character that you're like, yeah, I would probably act that way, or I understand why they did this, or you know what I'm saying? Like, and you just kind of, I don't know, there's something that you just kind of like, there's certain um talent that you just kind of gravitate to, and you have
Mhm.
that, just like you put a character in a novel or in a show. Yeah, I like that whole aspect of it. I like the aspect of, there's a one thing I will give WWE's with the
Well,
talent. They kind of cover like all bases. There's a lot of, but again, to Moni's point, it is like I guess a melting pot of talent, but it's
Mhm.
up to the writers and creative to push those talent forward.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Also too, going back to Ron Breaker, aka Burnt Sienna. For those who don't know, whether you're watching or listening, go look him up, specifically in when he's in a match. He's on Monday Night Raw, and you will see the tan, and you will understand why I call him Burnt Sienna. It's like the crayon Burnt Sienna. I think I even posted that on Twitter one on X. I was like, crayon Burnt Sienna, like, hey. But yeah, okay. So wrestling. That's what we've been talking about. That's what's kind of brought us together, how we met through Culture Clash and everything. But I mean, like you ladies mentioned your parents and everything. So so outside of wrestling, outside of ATD, what do each of you ladies do?
I am a full-time mom. That's what I do. I'm currently I'm disabled. So I am a full-time mom. That is my job. I help with homework. I lift up a 10-year-old right now is going through puberty. She just came in here and I had to tell her no, come go. I'm alive. But I am a mom. So that is what I do. And it is backbreaking work. But other than that though, that's it. I'm a mom, and of course, I also take care of my 66-year-old mother, but that's another tale for another time. I gentle parent my parent. That's what I do for a living.
Gentle. How many kids do you have, and do they watch wrestling too?
I just have one, and she knows wrestling. There are certain wrestlers she loves Sasha Banks. She loves Mercedes Moné. She loves Bianca Belair, but she's not really into it like she would be. She knows what this means, but she's not really like. You try to get her to sit down and watch wrestling, she'll look at you and she'll go, okay, that's fine. I want to watch, what is it? K-pop Demon Hunter. Can we do that instead? Let's watch K-pop Demon Hunter.
I never heard of that.
And I'm like, I don't want to watch K-pop Demon. You're like, I don't watch anime like that. Is it Sailor Moon? It's not Sailor Moon. I'm not watching it. It's like, I want to watch K-pop Demon Hunter. But that's her.
What about you, Leslie?
As for me, of course, I'm a mom. I have a 13-year-old son. He's just awesome. He's a 13-year-old who loves basketball. He is obsessed with basketball. It's been a journey with him. It's been fun. It's been interesting, and it's been challenging. Max is the autism spectrum, so we have those challenges, and we see those. We take every little win as just that, no matter how big or small. It's a win for us when we have a new accomplishment. But he's just a little boy. As far as the wrestling, he has his favorite. He loves John Cena. He loves to get on board with dad and rib mom about Roman Reigns, and about anytime Roman gets beat up, he's just laughing and pointing at mom because mom's all crazy emotional. So I'm having to be like, don't do that, and he'll do the little John Cena thing, But
he's trolling. He's starting to.
He is such a little troller. He is, but I wouldn't have it any other way. But his first love though is basketball. He loves the Memphis Grizzlies, and I made the mistake. He loves Ja Morant that plays with, and I made the mistake of saying Ja's name wrong. I think I called him like John Morant because I don't know. I don't do basketball, anymore. Oh, mom, it's Ja. I was like, okay. Like he's one of these obsessed with it. He could tell you the stats of all the Grizzlies players, the rebound percentage, the free throw percent, all that stuff. He's like, but he loves it. And, he's a little boy, loves to ride his bike, loves to play basketball, very strong-willed. And you ask what I do. That's it with him, with my boy. I love to talk about my boy, but the one quality he has that I wish I had more of, I watched this young man learn to ride a bicycle on his own. He would get so frustrated when he couldn't do it, but he would have his spell, get a little mad, and you know what? Hop right back on that bicycle. And finally, Mom, I'm doing it. And, the same thing he has, I can't even think of it now, where they stand on and they roll. Okay.
All the little, the not unicycle, but the little scooter thing.
Yeah, and you got to really get...
like the mall cop or something like that. That one?
Yeah, but it's like you don't have the handles. You have to use your body to balance on that stuff. But it took him for...
Oh, the hoverboard.
Hoverboard, that's it. Same thing with it. Luckily, we didn't have no falls, but would get frustrated, can cruise on that thing. So that he is the best, the most strong-willed little boy. But when we're not doing those activities, I'm not working now, but usually I'm working. And for me, I like to read. I'm a reader, so like to read just music, just my faith. It's takes up a lot of time, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't have it any other way.
That's
Aw.
one thing besides wrestling, the one thing that we could talk about for hours is our kids.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
that's all at ATD. Beside of wrestling, we could talk about our kids for hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Also,
even like with me,
many big
I'm
mamas
a wife
and
as well. So
yeah.
I've been married since 1999 and still going strong. But
Okay.
it's just family.
You're partying like it's 1999, y'all.
You know what? It's been a journey. It's been a journey.
Yeah.
There've been, I could tell you the good. We'd be here all night, but I could tell you the good and the bad. But it's been a journey. But I love my family. I love my little family, and I guess that's the number one. My faith, my family, and then my other hobbies. And wrestling and all that. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I was big into basketball for a minute. I was a Kings girl.
Hmm.
So even when I went to Sacramento State, I actually met Mike Bibby. I was with my homie. He was he was on the track team. So at Sac State. So he was getting cleats or like not they're not cleats. The track shoes, the spikes. He was
Hmm.
getting those shoes. And we were like, I don't know, it was Big Five. It was some sporting goods store. And he was a Lakers fan too. So Lakers and Kings were.
Hmm.
So he walking and we're in aisles or whatever, and we're looking, and then I'm like, "Is that my baby? Oh my god!" And then we turned down another. I was like, "Oh my god, I think that is him." And I turned. I was like, "Oh my god, it's my baby." He was like, "Yeah, it is."
Cool.
Because he does, he's Lakers fan, so Lakers Kings, yeah, no. So I was like, "Oh my god!" So I didn't want to I wanted to approach him, but I didn't want him to get mobbed, like a swarm of people, because he was being just out,
Hmm.
being normal. So I didn't want to mess anything up. So I tried to approach, no one was around it was the store was kind of empty. And then I finally did, I was like, "Hey, are you Mike, baby?" I didn't say it loud. I just he was like, "Yeah." And I shook his hand and I was like, "Nice watch." And then he kind of chuckled. And then he gave me a little autograph. I'm scribble something on a piece of paper. I was like, "Okay, thank you." And then I tried to hurry away to not make a scene. Then all of a sudden, people come. I felt so bad. I
No,
felt so bad. I was like, "Damn it. Oh, I should have said anything."
sorry, man.
Oh,
I tried.
I know. I felt so horrible. I was like, "God damn it." It was everyone was kind of waiting for the one thing for the one person to go. So I was, but yeah, no, I was a Kings fan. I also like the Spurs.
Hmm.
So I completely understand that whole thing with, basketball and everything. So yeah. Does he play or no? Just watches?
He likes to play. Like, he doesn't play for school or anything, but and that's just goes back to being strong willed. He plays and he tries his little hardest, and I can see he's got better, but I think with him he just loves to play just for recreation. Yeah, just
Yeah,
for
that's
fun.
cool. Well, Leslie, you mentioned, we're gonna wrap up a little bit. You mentioned that you like to read books, and I know that Moni is an author, and Moni also has a book coming out. So
That is actually my current job. I am a writer. That is what I do.
yes, yes. So as we wrap things up, we're gonna wrap things up and kind of start to plug and things of that nature. I know there's a couple of things that y'all have going on. So Moni's book is coming out. Can you tell people about your book coming out and when it's coming out?
So my book is actually the first of the series. The series is called The American Royalty Novels. The book is titled Homecoming. That is book one. It is by Monique Vaughn. It is exclusively on barnesandnoble.com. All you got to do is type in Monique Vaughn. That is Vaughhan. That is my pen name, and it'll pop up. Been working on this project for 20 years, and finally the pandemic hit. I separated, was dealing with a lot of stuff in my marriage. Was being abused, and finally I said, you know what? Get all of it out, write a book. And so I wrote the book, and now I'm currently working on the first draft of book 3.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
It's it's
Okay.
a labor of love. It really
Yeah.
is. It's basically about these two characters named Jason and Emmy. Emmy Fontaine is her name's Emmy Fontaine. She is a retired child actress who has moved back to Atlanta, Georgia to just have a normal life. Amy likes to say it, she wants to be regular Amy. So she wants to have a normal life and everything and just wants to go to school and graduate and just be like everybody else. Jason is actually he's a prince and he renounces his title. And pretty much the way he renounces it is after witnessing the assassination of a political rival of his parliamentary advisor. So he witnesses her assassination and he goes to Atlanta, not only just to escape, but also to be with her. Now, when they get together in Atlanta, they think that it's going to be normal for them. They're going to be together. It's going to be happy. But there's a lot of strange things that are going on, not only in their neighborhood, but at their school. There is a series of assaults that are happening, but also a series of robberies in their neighborhood. And the two of them realize that they're all connected together. But also, Jason has another issue. He is a twin, and his twin brother might be participating in this. And so it's up to these two to get down to what is going on. Is his twin involved? Is his twin not involved? What exactly is there? But as they continue on and as they try to figure it out, they realize there's more to this story than meets the eye. This is really the introduction of the story. So you're going to get a lot of backstory on those two. Was pretty much going to tell you this is how it starts. It starts from their beginning, but also you're going to see just how these characters think. And in particular, you're going to notice that Jason is not, he's not one to mess with. He plays like I say it all the time to Leslie. I'm like, everybody else is playing checkers. Jason is out here playing Sudoku. He is not one to mess with.
Not even
So,
checkers.
no, not even playing chess. He playing Sudoku. So I cannot wait for people to get a hold of it and everything else. It's just one of these things where I'm like, I just want them to read the first one. I just want them to read the first one. I want them to go, what is going on here? Like, okay, you got to find out in the second book. And then they get the second book and they're like, okay, what is actually going on here? But, it's finally time for it to come out. But that is the plot of book one, everybody.
Wow. I'm already like invested. Like, damn. Like, that's just the intro?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And when's it coming out?
It comes out actually on my 40th birthday, which is September the 10th. It's next Wednesday, actually.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
But it is available for pre-order.
Okay. Yes. And if you're watching on YouTube, that link is in the description. All links will be in the description. And then we have Leslie. You have a show within the show coming out, right?
Right. Let's
Yes.
see. Speaking of notes, sorry.
Good.
Let's see. I want to think I said that was 10/4. Let me look. I don't want to keep you. I don't want to keep you. I've got yes. So what it is I'm calling it's Between the Ropes with Leslie. The first episode will air October 4th. October 4th, we're gonna attempt at 6 p.m. Eastern time. It'll be the first episode is gonna be what I'm gonna do with this particular for this title. It's gonna be like not like this is the only time you'll hear this title. So but it's gonna be the manager's manifesto. And on this particular episode, we're just gonna be talking about a manager in the business. And we'll just be breaking their career down, just talking about them, what makes them tick, what makes them unique and all that. So the October 4th episode of Between the Ropes will be the manager's manifesto. I'm not going to reveal who we're going to be talking about because with that debut, I want it to be fun.
Yeah.
But, I will say it's, within the business currently, in the business currently the manager is, and it'll be fun. It'll give you some, again, for a new wrestling fan, you can get to meet someone in the business. So, of course, it would be great if I could have these people on, but right now we just want to tell their story and let the fans and enjoy it. So, that'd be October 4th, Between the Ropes.
Between the Ropes, October 4th. Is that going to be live or like?
Okay, so I want it to
Not sure yet.
I want it to be live. Yeah, but you know what? That's the goal. If I'm gonna be real. If I don't let the anxieties get in the way, I want it to be. But I'm working on that, and this is a big step for me because I've never stepped out on a solo project myself, and I feel it'd be an opportunity for growth. So I'm excited. That's the goal. That's the goal is to be live with it. It'll be fun just to see everybody's questions and thoughts on this individual too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, I'm excited for you to be doing that. You know, whatever you decide to do, we'll support you. You know, so it's awesome that you're stepping out on us, you know, on your own project. So kudos to you. Despite the anxieties, I can relate to that too with anxieties. I'm in my head a lot. I'm an overthinker, perfectionist.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. All those. Yeah. So yeah, I'm actually calling myself now a recovering perfectionist because perfectionist got me really burnt out this past summer in June.
Mm-hmm.
It took me some time to kind of recover from that. So I'm like, you know what?
Yes.
I just got to do things. I just got to do it. Like, just go with the flow. Like, even like yesterday, like when I was recording, I was supposed to be recording a podcast like this. And then technical difficulties. I was like, well, fuck it. Let's just go live.
Okay.
I just went instead of saying like, oh, let's reschedule because I have school coming up next week. So I was like, let's just go live. And it actually worked out because it was really fun and now I don't have to edit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. What are you gonna say? Were you gonna say something?
No,
For me,
but yeah, it's just building that confidence, you know, and growth, and you know, hopefully this will do that for me. So I'm excited.
Good. Moni, were you gonna say something?
well, I know she got this. I know she does. And I keep
Yes.
telling her, I'm like, you got this. You got this. Like, don't overthink it. You got it. But also, I'm not a recovering perfectionist. I'm a high functioning perfectionist certified crash out. So
I functioning.
Virgo traits.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. And then I know she's not here with us, but we do have Wrestle Faith. Talking Tea with Leslie is coming out.
Talking tea with Russell Faith
Mhm.
is coming out.
Talking Tea with Russell Faith.
I want to say I think that's is that the 12th? Yeah, is that the 12th that she's doing it, Leslie?
I've got here. She's got the 13th, and it'll be the time she's gave would be for Easter would be like 5 Eastern. But yes, that would be 10/13 talking tea with Russell Faith, and she'll have her date with that as well.
Okay. All right, that's awesome. So, Talking Tea with Wrestle Faith. We have Between the Ropes with Leslie, and ATD is also on now. Just so you guys, you can just exclusively on YouTube.
We do live stream from Twitter, but we're telling everybody subscribe to the YouTube
Right.
and
Well,
just
yeah,
watch us on Twitter.
yeah. Well, oh yeah, because when you live stream, you can it's connected to Twitter too.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. So people you can watch, I mean you can watch on Twitter, but first just make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Again, in the description. Subscribe on YouTube and then I mean, well, you know, pop into the YouTube chat and stuff. It's always lit. But then as long as you just subscribe for that number,
Mhm.
and then
It's always lit
watch
so
whatever
long
you
as
want.
TJ don't start nothing with us again. He's still in the gulags, by the way. TJ, if you're listening, you're still in the gulag, sir. You're still in trouble.
And Leslie wants that button. I want that gold button, that YouTube button too. So
That is my mission. My mission is to get my wise woman a gold button. So subscribe to the YouTube, guys.
Yeah, wait, what is that? Like a YouTube, like what is it?
A YouTube award. We want that gold button from YouTube.
What do you have to do for the gold button?
I think it's like 500. I don't know.
Oh,
we
oh,
We're
okay.
trying to get it.
subscribers, and they like got the levels. So
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. I know there's levels. Yeah. I've seen people get awards, like an actual, like straight, like glass, like nice plaque thing. I'm
Mhm.
like, damn.
That's what we want. So we can just hang it up in the background and we can be like, hey, look, we did that.
Right. Exactly. All right.
I mean,
Well, yeah. Well,
YouTube is where it is, and hashtag ATD is it.
yeah. Hashtag we want AT.
but if is it okay if I give one like a shout out or a big shout out real quick?
Oh, no, go ahead. Yeah.
Now, speaking of ATD, again, like I said in the beginning, you know what we're about. So, shout out to this family that we just have given this gift of love to. You know, we have there's more than just one person in the family who have inspired all of us. Shout out to the whole Samoan Dynasty. Shout out to the Anawai Fatu family. Y'all keep bringing it, keep entertaining us. We thank you. You have fans that just love and adore you and acknowledge the Dynasty. The ATD podcast is for y'all. Yes, we cut up and have fun and talk wrestling, but it's for you guys, and we hope we make y'all.
Yes. Yes. We want ATD. We want ATD. We ATD. Okay. So thank you everyone for tuning in with the with Tasty Talks. Myself, your hostess with the mostest, Evelyn Mimi J. I'm on all socials, Evelyn Mimi J, everywhere except for TikTok. It's Hey Mimi J. This has been another episode of the Tasty Talks podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you later.